Hello my little warriors, welcome back. Let's see the next question, chapter 8.3, class 10 CBSE. Choose the correct option and justify your choice. We are given 9 sec²A minus 9 tan²A is how much we need to tell. Okay, so let's solve this. We take 9 common outside and what is remaining will be sec²A minus tan²A. So we know an identity 1 plus tan²A is equal to secant²A. Therefore, 1 will be equal to secant²A minus tan²A. So instead of this, you can substitute this as 1. So what we'll have is 9 into 1 and answer will be 9. So the option which has got answer as 9 is option B. Option B is the correct answer. Next, see the next question. This question will be a little bit tricky to understand, not to understand, to solve, but trust me, this is also very easy. So 1 plus tan theta plus secant theta into 1 plus cot theta minus cosecant theta is how much we need to find. So whenever you have a question which has got 4 ratios or 4 functions, here we have 4 functions, reduce the number of functions, make it either 2 functions or 3 functions, and then you see whether they can be solved algebraically. Okay, normally when you reduce the function, if it can be solved algebraically, because many of the students, what they will do is they'll try to multiply this with this and this and this, so the answer will go very wrong. I'm not telling you're not going to get the answer, you will get the answer, but the answer is going to take very long time. Instead of that, the best way to solve such problem is reduce the number of ratios from 4 to 3 or 4 to 2. So what we can do is we can convert this into sine by cos and 1 by cos, and this as cos by sine and this by 1 by sine, so that we'll reduce from 4 function to 2 functions. Okay, so 1 plus sin theta divided by cos theta plus 1 by cos theta whole thing multiplied with 1 plus cos theta by sin theta minus 1 by sin theta. Now we take LCM, and this one will be cos square theta divided by, the numerator will be cos square theta plus cos theta into sin theta plus cos theta. Here same way, sin square theta plus cos theta into sin theta minus sin theta, the whole thing divided by sin square theta. Okay, if you see, in this cos is common and in this sin is common, so we take sin and cos outside. So the first part, cos theta, if you take it outside, the balance will remain cos theta plus sin theta plus 1 divided by cos square theta. This into sin theta, you take common, then balance will be sin theta plus cos theta minus 1 whole thing divided by sin square theta. Here cos theta and one of the cos theta will go, and here sin theta and one of the sin theta will go. So what is remaining here is cos theta plus sin theta plus 1 and sin theta plus cos theta minus 1. Now if you see carefully, if you take this whole term as A term and this term as B, then they are of the form A plus B into A minus B. What is A plus B into A minus B? A squared minus B squared. Therefore, we can write this as cos theta plus sin theta the whole square minus 1 square and whole thing divided by cos theta sin theta. And the next step is we will expand this. we will expand this. So this one will be cos square theta plus sin square theta plus 2 sin theta cos theta minus 1, the whole thing divided by cos theta into sin theta. Cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to what? This is a trigonometry identity. That one will become 1. Okay. So this one will become 1. I'll write in blue. 1 plus 2 sin theta cos theta minus 1 divided by cos theta into sin theta. 1 get cancelled. These two will get cancelled. What is remaining will be only 2. So 2 is the correct answer. Only option which has got 2 is option C. So option C is the correct answer. Hope you understood the working of this. So the trick is converting 4 ratios to 2 ratios. Okay. So this is how we basically solve. Instead of directly multiplying one after another, making the problem much bigger. I'm not saying you're not going to get the answer. You will get the answer, but it's going to be a very lengthy process. Instead of that, when you reduce the number of ratios, and after that you see whether they are coming in the form of a plus b whole square or a minus b whole square, or whether they cancel out, or whether you can use the trigonometry identity and make them as 1. Like here you use the identity and make them 1. Check all the possibilities. Initially when you do such problems, they look very difficult, and you will be wondering how do I decide which method to use it. But the more and more when you start working out these problems, the steps will come automatically to you, and you will find trigonometry is the most easiest chapter of all, and it's a very interesting and the most easiest chapter of all subject, and it is a base for calculus, and you will find trigonometry in 10th standard, 11th standard, 12th standard, even in college. Okay, so do not neglect trigonometry. Don't never ever consider this as a tough subject. It's one of the most easiest topic in mathematics. Only thing is you just have to understand the formulas and then just apply the formulas, and you can get the answer in any way. Okay, now let's dive into the next problem, which is question number 3 or subdivision 3. Now here it says secant A plus tan A into 1 minus sin A, and we need to find the answer for this. Here also we will use the same steps. The same steps in the sense, reduce the number of ratios, trigonometry ratios. Now reduce the number of function, secant, tan, sin. We'll reduce it to sin and cos. Okay, so what we can do is secant A can be written as 1 by cos A plus sin A by cos A. The whole thing multiplied into 1 minus sin A. Next step, we will take cos A as LCM, then numerator will be 1 plus sin A into 1 minus sin A. If you see carefully, if you take this term as A and this term as B, this also A and B, this is of the form A plus B into A minus B, which is equal to A square minus B square. Therefore, we can write the next step as 1 minus sin square A divided by cos A. Okay, so you know the trigonometry identity formula, sin square A plus cos square A is equal to 1. Therefore, cos square A will be equivalent to 1 minus sin square A. So the next step can be written as 1 minus sin square A. I'll write it as cos square A. So therefore this one will become cos square A divided by cos A. Cos A will get cancelled with the square, and what will remain is cos A. Only option which has got cos A as the answer is option D. So option D is the correct answer. Hope you understood the working of this problem. Now let's go into the next problem. This is basically square. This is a very easy problem. 1 plus tan square A divided by 1 plus cos square A. So 1 plus tan square A is actually equivalent to secant square A by trigonometry identity formula. and 1 plus cot²A is equivalent to cosecant²A. So therefore, this one will be written as this question can be written as the next step, secant²A divided by cosecant²A. Secant²A is 1 by cos. So this one will become 1 by cos²A, and cosecant is 1 by sin, and sin²A by 1. Sin²A by cos²A is basically tan²A. So if you see an option which has got tan²A as the answer is actually option D. So option D is the correct answer. Now I hope you understood the working of all these problems. These are very simple problems. Okay, they look very tough in the beginning, but more and more when you keep working out this problem, you will find trigonometry as the most easiest in all subjects of mathematics. Okay, now let's see again in the next question.